Hey, Nina.
Yeah.
You mind if I play something for you?
Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Gengard and today I am bringing you a little bit of Call of Duty World War II gameplay, and I just wanted to start off by saying I really do enjoy this game. However, in this video I am going to go over a couple flukes and things that definitely need to be improved within this game. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree or want to add something in alongside my 2 cents on this game. So, first and foremost, I want to say it is so good to be playing an old school style Call of Duty again, where all that matters is how well you can aim your weapon, you know, what your class setups are. You don't have to worry about how much you outmaneuver people or how much you take advantage of, let's say, your wall time, your jetpack jump, whatever. I'm so glad that it's just straightforward boots on the ground action this time around, and I really appreciate that, and it was definitely welcome back into the series. With that being said, this was also one of the biggest entertainment sales for Call of Duty in the past 5 years, if not the biggest, since about Black Ops 2. And with that, there comes a couple technical issues with this game that definitely need to be addressed. As most of you guys know, when the game first came out, there was a massive amount of, let's say, server issues that were going on within the game. And they haven't really done much to fix it. It's still very annoying. Every single time I initially hop on this game and I want to play some team deathmatch or something, I get booted out to the main menu immediately, and it says it has some sort of error code. I don't know if it's just me. However, it does happen a lot, and it seems to be very frequent. And with this game being I'm gonna say almost 2 weeks old, because this is Thursday the 16th when I'm recording this, it still hasn't been addressed fully, and it's really starting to get annoying because this is Call of Duty. Of course there's going to be a lot of people playing it. Even if this game didn't live up to the hype, it's still going to be one of the biggest selling games of this year. So for the servers to be this bad, and this, how do I explain this? This, like, not well put together whatsoever, is really disappointing for me and for a lot of people who on that first initial launch night was not able to play the game, because I personally wasn't. I had to wait until after work the next day in order to play it. It was very frustrating, and there's still a lot of issues within this game that need to be addressed and fixed. The first being, for me personally, whenever I enter a match, as you saw earlier in the video, I can't play it. I can't spawn in until about 30 seconds or a minute passes by, and then I could finally get going. I don't know what the issue is. It seems like I'm always the only one that has this issue, so I don't know if maybe it's some sort of installation error or whatnot, but it seems like I'm the only one on my team that ever doesn't get to play immediately, which is really annoying because when you start in late, you know, you could miss that potential head start that you get on your teammates or on the enemy. And for me, that's a really big deal because I like to get up as close to the enemy spawn as possible without dying or without making too much attention, without drawing too much attention to myself. When the game came out, there was this huge problem with supply drops not being able to be opened, and of course they addressed that, but that was really frustrating when that game first came out, and it's nice to see the supply drops are finally getting a little bit of the justice they need, because it was super frustrating the first couple days that it came out. I was just stacking up supply drops and I couldn't open them. I couldn't go to the collector lady in the headquarters. I couldn't do any of that. And you can't even be in a headquarters with other people at this point because of how badly mended that this game is. They're basically just duct taping this game and praying it'll fix itself, which is really disappointing from the developer of the biggest console series since Halo, you know? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's completely dumb that they wouldn't have, you know, expected this kind of feedback immediately after the game came out. So, but onto the good things about this game. Again, I really do enjoy the gunplay. I like how the variants for the guns aren't necessary, but they are very nice and very cool looking, and the most at any point that they do for your gun is give you extra XP, which is pretty useful and it's pretty cool. And I think they did the collections right, which they imported from Modern Warfare Remastered. They made that more of a mainstay here, and it really works out very well, and I really like that. I really enjoy the guns in this game and how they perform. Some of them are a little bit more overpowered than others, but I could tell that these developers are definitely balancing the guns out. I just wish that as much attention as they are putting to the guns, I wish they put that towards fixing the servers and everything, so we could finally get the experience that they promised us. Sorry. And it would be, you know, it would be so much better if, you know, I could just run around the headquarters, challenge whoever I want to a 1v1, you know, do firing range, you know, firing range challenges, whatever they'd call it, the shootout, you know, and it would be really cool to see that happen. But almost 2 weeks after release, we're still not seeing that, and it's getting kind of frustrating, and I don't understand how they're managing to put this game out that's basically incomplete. However, they need to meet this deadline because it's COD. It's going to be the biggest selling game of the year regardless of what game it is, or regardless of whatever else comes out, unless it's like Grand Theft Auto or something, which is more of a everybody's, you know, style game rather than just a shooter. But I do still really enjoy this game, and I am so glad that it came out when it did, because we were in desperate need of World War II, or of a war that didn't take place in the future or the present, because with Modern Warfare Remastered, that kind of took the chip away. So if you really want to play a modern game, you go play that, or you go play something like Battlefield 4. I'm really glad that there is a new World War II game, because after all the oversaturation in the market, oh god. After all the oversaturation in the market with, you know, games like World at War, Medal of Honor, all of those back in the early 2000s, we basically cut out all World War II games, and I didn't personally like that, because I thought that this game and these games were, you know, very, 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 very good renditions of a war that not a lot of us were alive to remember, and I'm sure almost none of us who play video games or play these games could remember. You know, you would hear, you know, stories from your grandparents and stuff about what it was like, but these games help you envision it so much. And I think that's why, especially with World War II, it was so important for a new game to come out, because as gamers, and especially in my demographic, which is about 20 years old and around there, we grew up with games like Medal of Honor and stuff, but with the new generation, they don't have that sort of historical convenience that we have of just being able to pick up a game, play it, and kind of learn as we go, not only through an entertaining tale, but also through, you know, how, you know, the Russians pushed the Germans out of Berlin, etc., etc. And it's a really good reminder of what the soldiers sacrificed, what everyone went through, and how it was done. Obviously, this is COD, so it's got to be a little bit more action movie-esque. It's got to be a little bit more, you know, crazy. But I think just in terms of just the gameplay and everything wise, this game does a great job of it, and we were in need of it. Now, also, I want to say the campaign for this game, if you haven't played it, is actually amazing. I really enjoy it. There's a couple people say it sucks, a couple people say it's great. I'm on the train with the people that say it's great. It's a very, very good campaign, and it pays homage to, let's say, like Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan in the, you know, a little bit, especially towards the beginning where you have D-Day. But I think that's kind of unfair to compare every single D-Day mission to Saving Private Ryan, because it was such a substantial part of the war, you know? So I think that just, you know, comparing that to Saving Private Ryan's kind of weird, but I could see where people get the idea from. And they do a great job of introducing you to this cast and introducing you to these new characters. I like how they took out, you know, regenerative health out of the campaign, and I really like how everything kind of ties itself together. They gave these characters backstory, and it allows you to grow some bonds with people. So I really enjoy this game, and I'm really hoping that you do too. Leave a like and leave a comment down in the description if you do enjoy World War II. I just wanted to address some issues that I'm having with it, and I just wanted to address how this game is making me feel, and how it, you know, how it really needs to be fixed. There's a lot of issues here that need to be fixed because it's basically just bleeding all over this gem of a game that we could have. So thank you guys so much for listening in. I wanted to say go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Follow my Twitch TV/Gengard. And I typically stream. I do stream a lot of Guitar Hero and stuff. Yada 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 yada. Plug. Thank you guys so much for helping out. Peace out.